Here's an interesting thing that I found recently when I was looking for a solution to hold an oscilloscope probes, such as this one, or a multimeter probe like this. When I am debugging my boards or investigating something on a board that I already have. So most of these probes are meant to be held by hands. So you think this is the rubbery kind of plasticky thing that have a very good grip. Although they are not made to have a nice mounting solution. So most of the mounting and probe holding jigs that I found online either super quite expensive, and they don't look very robust either. Now I have seen people using this this type of dial indicator holders. In this case, this is a nice indicator holder made by Noga. This is one of the best brands out there for making such a thing. So this indicator holders have first of all have a magnetic base, which is very convenient since you can place it on any kind of metal magnetic surface. Such thing is usually available on my desk in form of the stereo microscope base. So if I put it like this, it goes nowhere, and then you can adjust the position. So this particular holder has fine adjustment, and like I said, this is the brand name one, which is not as quite cheap, but it's very convenient, and it holds its position very steadily. The fine adjustment here allows you to go up and down, which is going to be quite important for what I'm going to show next. So most of these indicator holders have one of free or all free in many cases holding solution. One is for 8mm pin, I can see here. Another one is for Imperial 9/3/8 inch pin, which is also 9.53 millimeters in metric. At the end of it, it also takes a dovetail adapter or holder, which is usually available on most dial indicators, which is used by machinists. And I have made an adapter to use both the pin and the dovetail, and I see why it's convenient to use the dovetail, because it's at the end of the indicator, and it's more convenient this way. But it has one slight disadvantage of using the dovetail. So many online websites have these things, which are camera mounts, and they are not that expensive. You can get one for about $10, and the one important thing that they have is they have this they're very nicely made. They have this screw that allows you to tighten the holder around something round, and they have rubber inserts that prevent you from damaging the probes that you want to hold. And then originally I think they also give a better grip. So if you put the probe into one of these holders, it's super tight, but at the same time it doesn't make any damage, and it allows you to hold it at different positions. So these ones, in my opinion, are perfect fit for most of the probes that you can have. Especially this oscilloscope probe is very round, so you can use one of these. So the problem with this is that you can't easily connect this mount, the probe mount for the probe, to the dial indicator holder, because this one takes standard camera, a 1/4 inch 20 TPI thread, or a 3/8 inch 16 thread, I believe so. So what I did in my to solve this problem, I machined myself using a lathe, and since I have access to the lathe, an adapter. I made it from a brass, and it takes standard 1/4 inch 20 thread on one end and has a dovetail on another end, and it's a hex. It's a hex shaped. The stock that I used for making this was available on my local metal supermarket, and this is the brass. It's a 3/8 inch hex a brass stock. The mark of the brass is 360 ANSI, I believe. This one is fits the best for any kind of machining, and even if you don't have a lot of experience in machining or turning something on the lathe, this material machines perfectly. So I made two types of this adapter. One adapter is for a dovetail that goes to the end of the dial indicator, and it becomes sort of an extension of the indicator itself. Let me put it in. You can see how it works. So here is an oscilloscope probe. I can put it in, and I can position the probe, let's say, on one of these test points. The fine adjustments that only allow me to adjust the pressure that I place on the tip of the oscilloscope probe onto the board, and then you can see it goes nowhere. It's very rigid and robust. So the problem with the dovetail is that when you have a dovetail, it's like a vertical or horizontal slot, so you really want it to be at certain position. So this one actually does rotate, but then your fine adjustment, you want it to be pointing down. So in order to keep this dovetail aligned like this vertically, you might have to put a washer, so that when you tighten the adapter, it aligns itself at certain orientation. Another type of adapter that I made myself as well, this one takes 8mm pin, which also goes into here, but it's at 90 degrees, so you can still use that one, but it's not as nice, I think. And then it also goes into this. So here we go. You can use it. You can do it like that, and then so those are two types of adapters. So the whole secret is in making these adapters. I will I do have drawings for this I made in CAD, and then I will put a links to these drawings and try to make screenshots on it, insert them into a video, so you can make one yourself. Hopefully this kind of adapter seems like a simple idea. So somewhere on one of the sites like AliExpress, somebody must be making one, but unfortunately it's all the terms to search for this is too generic, so I haven't found any of this. So here it is. I hope you find it useful, and see you in the next video. Bye.